slower growth, rising stocks. How does that work?
And in the last year or so, it's largely been driven by a rise in price-earnings ratios. Earnings themselves have grown very little. And I think that ties into what is called ZIRP, zero interest rate policy. That's really been driving valuations, I think, in equities.
First of all, the Fed has told you to go out and buy securities, and they told you that in September. And, the earnings, I think, are actually picking up. The backdrop, I think, is a pretty positive one right now, at least for the intermediate term.
The Fed, money printer, bond buyer. It's showing no signs of slowing down those bond purchases, otherwise known as tapering, anytime soon. That is music to investors' ears. As long as the economy muddles along, the sugar keeps coming.
It's quite clear in the last couple of years that what's good for the economy isn't necessarily good for stocks and vice versa. And that wasn't the case when we were
but that's kind of
raised
messed
on
up,
markets.
right? It's sort of messed up.
It can be, but now you can have record margins and record unemployment at the same time. So we have this loop right now where I don't want to hire anybody because I'm worried about putting costs in place. You react with policy in the Fed because you're worried about the unemployment rate. That makes me more nervous because something feels overheated because of the accommodation. And it's just the old Prel ad of lather, rinse, repeat.